Welcome to Sudden Strike 4 on the PlayStation 4. This is the Pacific War DLC. This is the Japanese campaign and the battle for Singapore. And it's the first introduction of these little boats that you can order around to storm the beach wherever you like on this particular beachhead. Our role is to secure the beach and then move inland and destroy some fortifications and some trenches. Being the second mission in the Japanese campaign, again, it's not that difficult. And to be honest, what I really like about Sudden Strike 4 is the tactics and moving your soldiers around and getting your artillery together, getting your tanks together and stuff. But I'm not that particularly good at real-time tactic games, RTTs or RTSs. And so I always tend to play it on easy, so the game gives me a little bit of a break. But big hint, big tip for Sudden Strike 4 is to save a lot. You know, every time you kind of secured a location or done an objective, and it's time to move on to the next objective, save the game, because it's very easy for everything to go wrong very, very quickly. So in this particular campaign, we start off with just infantry, capture some Bofors guns, Bofors anti-aircraft guns, which we can also use as artillery against these fixed positions and tanks and things. And then when we capture the beach in the northwest corner of the island, then we get some armour. I think I get 4 tanks in the end. However, in fact no, I get some armour down on the southern beach first, but I managed to damage them by driving them into mines, which you'll see in a little bit. And the mines are pretty obvious, but I just didn't spot them on my mini-map or actually looking at them on the beach either. Oh well, lesson learned for next time. And then what I managed to do is I've got this great armoured force with these Bofors guns and all this infantry, but I make the mistake of trying to attack the airbase through a pinch point, and I lose all of my tanks in that battle apart from one. So I do my best with a repair vehicle to keep it going, and I managed to keep it going right until the end when we capture the last objective. I probably wouldn't have been able to do this if I wasn't playing on easy, but it did add to that little bit of excitement as I was coming to the end. So, Sudden Strike 4 is a very unusual game for console. You see this loads of this sort of games on PC, but we just don't get them ported to consoles very often. And the beauty of Sudden Strike 4 is it's set in World War II, so you've got all the iconic battlefields in the base game, you know, with Western Europe and Russia, and then in this latest expansion in the Pacific War we can play as the Americans and we can play as the Japanese, and it's loads of fun, and it's a very nice change in pace, especially for the likes of me, where I play lots of first and third person shooters, competitive multiplayer shooters like PUBG or Battlefield or Call of Duty, and it's nice just to be able to sit back and order little squads of soldiers and tanks around and kind of watch the mayhem unfold before me. Really good, really enjoy it. And don't worry in Sudden Strike 4 that you've got to build factories for resources and stuff. No. You go in with what you've got, and then you get the supplies, and then you can capture different supplies and armaments and different vehicles as you play the mission. But it's not like you've got to build a factory like something in Command and Conquer or one of those sorts of RTSs, real-time strategy games. This is really real-time tactics, you know, splitting your forces up, having scouts going ahead, using your artillery and for indirect fire and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll leave you with the gameplay. You can kind of watch my inept generalmanship, my inept leadership as I struggle to order my forces around the Pacific Islands with the idea of beating back the British and the Australians to capture Singapore. Anyway, if you've got any questions or comments about Sudden Strike 4, please put them in the boxes down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you again soon.
Well done. Armored reinforcements are on the way.
了解。 命令は敵部隊輸送準備完了。了解。ご用件は了解。報告に参りました。了解。歩兵進行中。歩兵移動する。かしこまりました。移動する。何でしょう。移動する。敵部隊急げ。よっしゃ急げ。撃て。
You have achieved an honorable victory over the despicable British and Australian forces today, Commander. They have not considered us a threat for a long time, and look at them now. Ha! They are running back headlessly to their fortress in a vain hope that it is going to protect them from the might of the Imperial Japanese Army.